Draga Malefic. Draga Malefic.
Let's do this.
Bugger off.
Your life is a patchwork of blackness with no time for joy. How do you cope with it?
I have a butler.
Well, if you were getting sick of looking at the Hateful Eight poster, are you in luck? The title's at the bottom though, instead of the top, so I have to hang it from the wall instead of putting it on the box, and now it's kind of too high and there's some empty space. We'll make it work. Justice League Dark came out in January, I think, so I'm a little behind. I meant to get it out a bit ago because I'm a DC guy and I like doing all the DC stuff, so Justice League Dark is directed by Jay Oliver, who's the same guy who did Dark Knight Returns, and I'm getting really excited because Dark Knight Returns is really good, and then I realized he's the same guy who directed pretty much every DC animated movie. Look at his filmography, they're pretty much all of them are by him. You know, Bad Blood, Batman vs. Robin, Assault on Arkham, all those. Justice League Dark is kind of weird. I imagine it takes place in whatever current Justice, Young Justice canon they're doing now. I don't watch the show, like I said. I do recognize some of these costumes, though. All I know is that it's not Kevin Conroy, which I am okay with, particularly because Batman is pretty useless in this movie. Actually, I don't even know why it's called Justice League, because Batman is the only character in it. Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, and Superman show up for a bit, but this is the Constantine and Constantine's girlfriend movie. Batman didn't even need to be in here. In fact, Batman shouldn't have been in here. This should have just been called Constantine something or the other. It's also rated R because it wants to be edgy, and they probably begged the MPAA for an R rating because they thought it would make them look cool, and because Deadpool made money, so. This movie should be rated PG-13 for fantasy violence and occasionally being a little grim. Rated R. Come on! So the movie starts off with random civilians going around killing other people, claiming that they're seeing demons and just running people over with cars and shooting their families. Okay, like I said, a little grim. And so something is making people crazy and turn on other people, and they have to stop it before it spreads to the whole city. Sound familiar? It should, because it's recycling the same Scarecrow plot thing again. Wasn't that big a fan of this movie. This movie is the Constantine show. Batman is so useless because they're always dealing with magic and spells and stuff, and Batman is just standing there like, I don't know how to fight this. He's just going, He's kind of growling at other people's decisions and actions, and that's kind of amusing, but plot-wise, Batman is so useless. Now, all I know about Constantine is from the Keanu Reeves movie that I haven't seen in a while, and I don't know how accurate a portrayal that is, because in this movie, he's basically Doctor Strange. There is spells left and right, or you can be like, hey, actually, Constantine came first, or Doctor Strange came first, or this one was adapted to this one before this one was, and this one started copying, whatever. Point is, Doctor Strange just came out, that was a big deal, and then this movie comes out very shortly after, and I'm seeing a lot of magic spells and stuff. I like Constantine as a character. He's got a cool accent and a trench coat, and he's being all snarky and snippy. It's not super original, but he pretty much carried the movie. I gotta say, I like the sidekick, that Jason guy, too, because back in medieval times, Merlin, I guess Merlin and King Arthur and all that is DC canon, if you didn't know. He tied a demon to his body, so he and this demon are kind of like one. So it's kind of like a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. He can, like, bring him out. And that was a cool dynamic, because whenever the demon is out, he's always rhyming, and he's all, like, you know, for honor and glory. And there's a pretty cool thing with the two of them at the end. So they were one of the better parts of the movie. But there's this character that they come across called the Swamp Thing, and he's basically just a male Poison Ivy. And again, you could bring up the comics and where things came from. I'm just saying, in the movie, there are clear similarities and not a lot of originality here. It's got its moments, but it's not nearly as big or as cool as The Killing Joke or Dark Knight Returns or any of those other big Batman animated movies. And if you skip it, you're totally not missing anything. I'm gonna give Justice League Dark a 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10?